Hi, I'm Sean Gannon and this is Minute Math, and today we're going to learn about simplifying radical expressions. So if I was given this expression, negative 3 times the square root of 24 a to the fourth b squared times c to the third, okay? Well, let's go break this down. 24 breaks down to be 2 and 12. 12 breaks down to be 2 and 6 is 2 and 3. A to the fourth is a times a times a times a. B squared is just b times b. And c to the third is just c times c times c. Okay, almost ran out of room there. So I broke them all down, all parts here, all the individual parts here. So let's circle our pairs. Pair of 2's, okay? I have a pair of a's and another pair of a's, a pair of b's, and one pair of c's. So when I rewrite this, I have the negative 3 on the outside, and I multiply it by all my pairs. Pair of 2 times one pair of A times one pair of A times a B times a pair of C's. All right, remember the pairs on the inside of the square root become singles on the outside of the square root. I got all my pairs. Now it's going to deal with all the singles that were left on the inside. 2 times 3 times just that C right there. So now let's simplify. Okay, negative 3 times 2 is a negative 6. A times A is A squared. B times C is just, we can write as BC. Then we have the square root here of 2 times 3, which is 6 times c. So my final answer here is negative 6a squared bc times the square root of b times c. So let's recap. We're given negative 3 times the square root of 24a to the fourth b squared times c to the third. I broke this all down, prime factorization, to get 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times a times a times a times a times b times b times c times c times c. So now I circle all my pairs of 2's, a pair of A, pair of A, pair of B, pair of C's. Okay? All the circled pairs had an individual represented on the outside of the square root. So okay, bring out the minus 3. So minus 3 times 2 times A times A times B times C. And what's left is all the lone rangers by themselves on the inside. 2 times 3 times C. Right there. So now we simplified. Okay, we simplified this. And when we simplified it, came out to be a negative 6a squared times b times c times the square root of 6 times c. And that is our final answer, simplified from our first beginning part of the problem.